Thank you. Hello, my name is Amy Huseman. I am the Field Placement Officer and part-time faculty for the ABS program. And welcome to our program. This is a postgraduate program. So if you're in this session, I'm guessing you are passionate about supporting individuals on the autism spectrum disorder. This program is based on applied behavioral analysis, which is based on the science of learning and behavior. ABA is so amazing because what we focus on is building skills while decreasing maladaptive behaviors. Some of the skills that you'll be a part of building in this program at the end is increasing communication, assisting people in learning how to communicate, increasing social behavior, academics, improving attention, focus, independence. So the sky is really the limit with ABA, and once you get into it, it's quite phenomenal. It's one of the wonderful aspects of this program is that you have the opportunity to apply your learning in 350 hours of field placements. They're small class sizes. We accept 40 students from a variety of academic backgrounds. And this is the part of the program that I absolutely love and adore, is the absolute diversity that you will have in this program. We get people that have a college degree, they'll have they may be coming from university. We have individuals that may be on the spectrum themselves, or you may have some individuals in the program that have children that are on the spectrum and want to learn more. So it's quite phenomenal. I love always seeing that diversity. Graduates also meet the coursework requirements to be certified as a behavior analyst certification board. So that would be an assistant behavior analyst. And I'll talk a little more about what that looks like. Career opportunities. You have picked a field where high employment. This term alone, I had 4 students that were hired in the field within the 3rd week in September. So your opportunities will be out there even prior to you graduating. So graduates work predominantly with individuals in behavioral technician and therapeutic or education environments. We have the community. We also have private behavior analysts and intensive behavior intervention agencies. So this could mean that you could be working with children within a school setting or a clinical setting. You could be working with adults in a residential setting, or even on some treatment units working with high intense behavior. So working in home-based setting, working with families and parents in training. Or any organization that serves individuals with autism. Our students, really, it's interesting to see how they branch out so when they're finished. We do have really strong partnerships with the school boards, both the Catholic and the public school board as well. And they recognize this program, and they've been recently hiring a lot of individuals into an educational assistance position, even if you've not taken that program, because they recognize this is such an important component to the job. So I'm telling you right now that this program will probably be the quickest that you've ever taken. We don't have this normally. When you take a course, normally you have 2 semesters and it's kind of blocked that way. Well, we were almost fast tracking you in a sense. So we have 7-week blocks. So the first 7 weeks, you're going to take 3 courses: the intro to ABA, intro to autism spectrum disorder, ethics and professionalism. Then you're going to have a week off because you'll need it. And then the second half, you'll be taking specialized instruction strategies and working with families and teams and in placement at the same time. So your placement will be 3 days a week so that you can apply those skills. This placement, you'd be developing a resource. So you're in the placement and you're absolutely going to leave with improving someone's behavior and offering them the ability to build a skill. The second half there of the last, so you've kind of have the first 2, you get a break, you have 7 weeks, and then you've got Christmas break where you get 2 weeks off and get to breathe. And then the last half is probably the quickest, students usually say. And the first 7 weeks will be behavioral skill building. And that will actually go the entire 7 weeks because that'll apply to placement as well. Then you'll be working with treating challenging behavior, parent and staff training, transitional planning. You'll have a break again. And that last half, you'll be still doing behavioral skill building while doing placement 4 days a week for 7 weeks. And this is an intensive placement because you'll have the opportunity to put all of your skills to use. You will be assigned working with an individual, either in a school setting, residential, or clinical, and you will be building a skill plan from start to finish. So baseline, implementation, and evaluation in the end. So, so just the board certified assistant behavior analyst. So this is your opportunity to become certified in the field. So the courses, there is a course sequence that the individuals teaching, the professor teaching that course will be certified as a BCBA. And those courses are Intro to ABA, Ethics, Specialized Instruction, Behavior Skill Building, Treating Challenging Behavior, and Parent and Staff Training. So you will have to let the program coordinator know if you're interested in this. There is an examination at the end that is not affiliated with the college. So you would be responsible to then go forward and find supervision, which we can kind of hook you up with the organizations for that and take the exam. But you are certified, or you are qualifying to take that with the course sequence in this course. So these courses are taught by BCBAs. Attendance in these courses and the number of hours of instruction are very important. So if you are interested in that, you need to make sure that your attendance is spot on. The program meets the course requirements, but does not meet the supervisory requirements. So your placement doesn't count as that, but we can help you kind of connect up with somebody. Anyone interested in pursuing this would just need to ask the program coordinator prior to the course. So right at the beginning, we can connect you up with that. So I'm going to show you a video of, this is an example of what you would experience in a placement. So this is a clinical setting, and this little peanut here, sweetheart, is, she has mastered some skills. So what we do after teaching skills, you still need to maintain a mastery level. So this is an example of what a mastery level sequence would look like.
I have something to show you. Go sit on your chair.
I was under the table.
I know you were under the table. I'm going to ask you some questions and then we can play a new game or we can play chase. It's up to you.
Chase!
I love chase too, but first I have some questions. You ready? You are going to do it. Oh, they're stuck in the box. I bet you know what this is. You ready? Nope. We're not going to be able to play until we're all done. Come have a seat. Hey, look. Let's do 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then we'll play chase.
Ouch.
I'm sorry. Are you okay? So look. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Leave them right here. When you get all 5, we will go play chase, okay? You ready? I'm going to ask you questions. Fix your chair. Have a seat. Okay.
Excuse me.
What is this?
Cookie.
Cookies? What do you do with cookies? Eat them, chomp, 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 chomp. Hey, what kind of cookies are these?
Chummy. Chocolate.
Chocolate. Here's something else you can eat. What is this?
Apple.
Apple. That's right. Okay, I have a few more. Let's see. Nice job answering the questions about the foods. Next one. What is that?
A car.
It is. What would you call this?
A car.
Hey, are they the same?
Yes.
They are. And is this the same?
No.
No, what is this?
A bus.
You're right. Okay, let's give you number 2. Thank you. 3 more. Fix your chair, or you can stand, but be at the table. Okay, let's see. These are really easy and fast, okay? I'm gonna ask you, what color?
Ooh. Pink. Dark pink.
Dark pink. I can't trick you. There's the 3rd one. Okay. Gonna ask you 2 more kinds of things. You ready? Then we'll play chase. Where does a fish live?
It's a sea.
In the sea. Good answer. And where does a zebra live?
At the zoo.
You might see him at the zoo. Nice job. Okay, last thing, no cards. I just want you to do what I do. Can you do this? Good. You want to splat it? Splat. Can you do this? Try again. Can you do this? Good. Can you do this? Nice. I don't want you to splat. I want you to do what I do. Can you do this? Good job. Now touch your nose.
No.
Touch your head. Touch your ears. Touch your belly. Where's your belly? Touch your belly. Good. Okay. Hey, catch my spider. What's this?
No.
Nose. Last one. You got all 5. You ready for chase? Okay, I'm gonna get you. On your mark. Get set.
So we'll look at the employment opportunities. So there's, like I said, employment is readily available. I've got agencies right now, especially Bethesda, that's put out 3 positions for looking for staff. So this is high employability when you're finished. So you could be working in any autism and children's services. So that would look like a clinical. We have partnerships with GAIN, Bethesda, and New Leaf Learning. The district and Catholic school boards, we both have very strong relationships with the school boards. And like I said, that they recognize this program and they absolutely love our students. Any intensive ABA programs, respite, private centers, behavior therapist assistant and consulting. I know Bethesda has a behavior therapist assistant position within their outreach, and behavioral treatment units. So we do have what is called a work option. So we had quite a few students that had taken advantage of this in their placements this term, is that if you're hired in the field, then you can use those working hours as your placement. So basically you're getting the credit for your placement while getting paid. It's a wonderful setup. In this program, we have 2 textbooks, but what we mainly use is iBooks. So we use iPads, and on it, you will have all of the access to the reading material within it. You have access to smart boards, assistive technology, and many other resources. The 2 books that we recognize that we're very careful in kind of making sure that these are books that you will use throughout your entire career. And I can tell you right now, I probably have my 2nd edition and 6th edition of Behavior Modification Principles and Procedures. It's something that you will relate to, so it is well worth the cost. As well as Ethics for Behavior Analysts, being very important in this field and what we do to ensure that we are ethically sound. So this was just a video. Maybe we'll just press play, see if it works. If not, we'll move on.
So Soph was like my first case, and I remember I was really nervous and she was really little and she didn't talk much. And now it's like the stuff that she says is precious, and she's talking so much more and she's communicating her needs, whereas in the beginning she couldn't tell me anything, you know, and now she's believe me, she tells me what she wants. So it's been really cool to be a part of this.
2 years.
Yeah. And we're together a lot.
Spices, flour, put them in the oven for half an hour. Big bubble, bubble, bake, apple pie is fun to make. We did it again!
We did it! You're so good!
I'm gonna tell Marjorie.
Oh, I'm gonna tell Marjorie. I'm gonna tell her tomorrow. Where can we see her? Cross it out. What's next? What letter? No J. I love how you're guessing it out of order. Very good. What's next?
C.
No C. Oh, Z, no Z. Z is for?
Zero.
Yeah, those are zebra. What color is a zebra?
Black and white stripe.
Yes, ma'am.
I love bowling!
Good job, so.
Yay!
You got it. Look, and your snowman, you won. Who won?
I won.
Alyssa or Sophia? Sophia always wins, right? Monday we normally do a home session. Tuesday is either cooking or a home session. Wednesday we have social skills. Thursday is Special Olympics now, and otherwise it's stretch class. And then Friday is like whatever the fun outing is, and then sometimes swim on Sundays. I mean, the conversations we have, the way she can express herself, the way she handles clapping and attention, something that used to be extremely aversive to her, is amazing. She's come so far. You know, you think about the impact that you want to have on a learner's life when you start working with them. You know, you want to focus on this problem behavior, teach this skill, but you really never consider the impact that they're going to have on your life as a clinician. And I can honestly say that working with Sophia has changed my life.
But what this is it's a really good video. The first one looking at kind of what you would experience in a clinical setting, whereas this video is a typical what an ABA therapist would do that works in a natural setting with a family. And why I chose this video is that it really shows that you become an integral part of this child's life for an extended period of time, and just the amount of growth that you can see, of independence, of, you know, providing them with social skills and reintegrating into school or into any type of rec activity. And so it gives you a good idea of that, and just the sense of accomplishment that you will feel. I like to say that I know that I've learned more from the individuals I've supported than I've probably taught them. It's just, it is that kind of, you're always learning and growing, and it's an amazing field to be a part of. So I think we'll start here. And I just wanted to, before we get to questions, I would love it if Darcy would pop on for us.
Oh,
hello. This is Darcy. Darcy's, when did you graduate? Was that last year?
yeah, last year.
This year's just been so long. Darcy was in the program for a year, and I'm just going to let her take the stage and talk about the program from a student perspective.
Yeah, thank you, Amy. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Wonderful. So just a little bit of background. I took the EA, the Educational Assistant Special Needs Support Program 12 years ago. Well, I guess just 13 years ago now. And right after that, I worked in the group home setting. And then I kind of took a break from the field. I went to university, but then I was just kind of looking for a change, and I wanted to get back into the field. And I just felt like I was out of the loop in terms of what was happening in this field. So I looked into this program, and I was like very interested. So I got accepted, and I wasn't sure what to expect. You know, I'm a little bit of an older student coming back in, and I love this program. I can't recommend it enough. I use the things that I learned throughout the year every day. I just want to highlight a few things specifically about the program that I really, really appreciated, and that I think going into it are great things to know. So Amy did highlight that it's 4 7-week blocks with a week in between. And this was kind of a new format for me, and this is a great format. It's just jam-packed full of stuff. It moves so quickly, so make sure you're there and you don't miss a day. And it just always feels fresh, like it never feels stale, because you're always moving so quickly. And the courses are so relevant and so interesting to the things that you're learning in placement as well. And so you're actually getting a chance to apply what you're learning, which is really great. One of the things that I love is that I use the things that I've learned in everyday life. So I'm not just using it in my job, but I'm actually using it at home in my friend's situation. It's a little bit weird with COVID right now, but you know, you're learning about like managing behavior and how you look at behavior and why people do things. And so you might be at a store and the people in front of you are like having an argument and you're like standing there and you are totally analyzing the situation from like a behavioral stance. And so it's really interesting. You kind of break down why people are doing what they do and how you can like slowly make changes. um, so that's really cool. You use it in everyday life, so it's very practical. Tons of placement time, which is just awesome. You get to work with some amazing people and you get to see some of the really real life challenges that people face every day in this field. And it's a safe kind of space because usually you're with other people that, you can talk it through, you can talk it through with your professors. Um, and then you're also in class at the same time, and so you're getting to talk it through with your other students that you're with. And if something comes up, you can like bring it up in class and be like, what do you guys think about this? How should I handle this? Or so it's very cool. The professors are like awesome. I'm like a person who likes to be able to just talk it out. And I don't know how many times Amy probably got very used to me in the program office. I was always in there just, talking things through with the professors. They're just so approachable and they're so easy to talk to if you need help, and they have so much experience in the field. And so that was just a really, great part of it for me. There's lots of group work. Now, this was something that was kind of like, I love it, but I hate it. But actually in this program, there's a great amount of group work, but there's also a good amount of individual work. So it's kind of split. And I really appreciated that because I got to know the people that I was, learning with, my co-students, and I made some really great friends and I got to hear about their experience. So I actually really, really appreciated just the balance between the two. And the last thing I love about this program is just the creativity. I actually sent Amy a message last week and I just said, she teaches the transition planning class. And I just said to her, I'm like, I use the stuff that you taught us in this class. I use it every day. I am an educational assistant and I'm working in a class with 3 boys who have a lot of behavior difficulties, and I just like have to stay on my toes, always trying new things, and I'm always using different parts of the program that I learned to do, and going back to like the things that I studied, going back to my textbook, like, okay, what's this, and also a lot of people don't have the same kind of experience that you get from the program. And so it's a great chance to just kind of educate people in a really kind way, being like, maybe we could look at it this way, or, maybe this is let's talk about this, or have you ever thought about this? And so you just really gain a wide, variety of tools to put in your toolbox. And it's fantastic. I don't regret taking the program at all. I would recommend it to anyone because it was a fantastic program, and it goes by so fast. And then all of a sudden, like, I got hired right away, and I absolutely love what I'm doing. This is the first time in my life that I love going to work. And so it's just been very rewarding for me.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Darcy. And I missed you. I loved having you come in my class. And I probably should mention that everyone in the program that is faculty is a behavior analyst at some point prior to coming, or still working in the field. So we've got a lot of experience to offer. I'd love to open it up right now if there's anyone had any questions, or if you'd like to even be bold and introduce yourself. Is it possible to see?
There is a question in the Q&A. Can you see the Q&A at the bottom?
Okay. Are these work opportunities for international students as well? Definitely. So being international, I'm assuming you will come to Canada, and we can't wait for you to be here. Yes, our program, we usually have quite a few students that are international and have diverse backgrounds, and most definitely.
Do you mind if I add to that, Amy?
Yes.
So just so if when the student applies, they'll get their offer letter, and within the offer letter, it will say that there's a work component of the program. And when you apply for your study permit, you'll actually also be applying for a work permit so that you'll be able to work while you're here. Then you're able to work for 20 hours a week off campus outside of your co-op term and unlimited hours on campus.
Any reference material that we can go through in advance? That's a wonderful question. I wouldn't say that there'd be anything. Could you any advice on that, Darcy? Was there any way that you kind of prepared, or I know we immersed you quickly?
Sorry, I just had to unmute myself. I actually, there's some stuff sent out before class starts, like things to fill out. If you get a jump start on those things, it's great because you start right into the coursework. Like there's no honeymoon period of just like waiting. It's just like, bam, you're going. So if you fill out I can't remember, there's like some quizzes, I think, like Amy, do you remember there's like a package, right, that gets sent out?
Yeah, the package that sometimes comes out is, but I wouldn't say for international, when you come, then you'll start your health clearance, but a lot of it is kind of that getting your health clearance ready for going out on field placement. And so it'll give you more information about the program, but also about that. So if you are here, then that's something definitely to get started on, because it does take about 6 weeks before it's to kind of get that going. But I would say with international, you have to wait till you're in Canada to do that. We have some students that have done that before, and we go, oh no, it has to be here. So not to worry, we have a health services department right on Niagara College on our campus that will help you with that health clearance. So that's just kind of some immunization, going through ensuring that you have the proper immunization. And then it's the police check that you have to get done, and I'll give you all that information as well of kind of where to find that. But yes, definitely, if you are from Canada, get a jump start on that and go to your doctor. Especially right now, I know doctors are taking a bit of time to kind of make appointments and get in. The other ones, I am taking up a new course after 5 years. I'm really excited for this new opportunity. Oh, a similar experience to Darcy. Are you jumping into it? I'm sure you will jump in and it'll be all very exciting.
I'll just say too, for my first 7-week block, I was in a couple of my groups were all international students. It was me and there was a female from the Philippines, there was 2 girls from India, and there was 1 girl from China. And that was such a cool experience just to hear what they brought to the table and just how they're feeling about being in Canada and the program. And so you really do get to meet people from all over the world. And so I see a lot of you are kind of coming from different areas in the world. Don't be nervous. It's a very friendly, welcoming place, and you have a great opportunity to meet people from different places. So you will not feel weird like you won't feel like you're from another country. You'll be very welcomed in.
Yeah, our campus is very diverse. So we've got people from all over the world, and it's apparent when you walk in, which is wonderful. So maybe we could I know that you're coming from somewhere else, so maybe some of the sites just in Niagara that you get to see. You are moving to the heart of wine country. So we are surrounded by beautiful vineyards, as well as a lot of microbreweries. Niagara College has I guess what's the word for it? Is it Vindical School? I'm going to get it wrong.
We have the viticulture.
That's it. I'm going to say it wrong. As well as brewing. So Niagara College has really made our area quite diverse on beer. So we have a lot of really amazing beer in the area as well, but lots of sites. I mean, Niagara Falls, you'll get to see, which is one of the wonders of the world. And it still kind of does take my breath away when I see it. But really beautiful, a lot of beautiful green space and paths and some great shopping. We have some really fantastic outlets. So.
Right beside the Niagara on the Lake campus.
Yes. You'll be at the Welland campus. So we have a great gym. We really have a fantastic gym at the Welland campus. So that's fun too. And yeah, it's a beautiful area. It's kind of called Niagara region, and there's a few cities that are kind of clustered together, and they all kind of have like their unique little flavor too of different things. And Niagara College's, their culinary program has really, I remember growing up that pretty much all the restaurants were Italian. And then the college brought in the program and really increased our international, and our food just exploded. So we have amazing restaurants from all over the world. We're so lucky. You just made it more beautiful in your description. Oh, good. You also will be living, we're right by the lake. So that's fun too. We have a lot of beautiful beaches that you can go to, and I paddleboard. So there's lots of activity that you can get on the water, which is fun. Yeah, it's a great place.
One more little piece of advice is if you can get familiar with like how the iBooks works, for some people it's a bit of a new it's a new thing. And I know there was a few people in the program last year that had trouble getting on that right away. And so they fell a little bit behind. So if you can get that, if you're having trouble with it, ask for help right away. Don't wait, because having those readings and that course material available right away is just really important. And if it was new to me at least, so I was trying to figure out early, and I was glad that I did. So that's just a little tip.
Yes, yeah, that's a big tip. That's a good tip. That's where really the material. Maybe I'll describe kind of what a typical class will look like, because I know some individuals coming from university backgrounds, college is a little bit different in the way that we teach. So like we said, the class sizes will be 40 students. So it's generally a smaller class, which is great because we want a lot of interaction. So usually what we do is we kind of chunk our teaching into shorter lectures. So it'll be about 40 minutes, usually about half an hour, 40 minutes. And then you'll be immersed in some type of experiential learning opportunity. So what that means is we're going to teach you something, and then you're going to have an opportunity to really get in there hands-on. And that could be kind of working through case studies, different activities, or even it could be discussions about things, but any way that we can kind of creatively come up with a way with applying things is always helpful. And usually whatever we're teaching, we try and incorporate in the classes. So Darcy had mentioned I teach transitional planning, of course. And part of what I do is try and right from the minute you walk in, I mean, we have music playing and you're transitioning coming into the classroom. So everything is about just teaching the subject matter, but also modeling the subject matter and getting opportunities. So it is quite hands-on. If you're shy or, unsure, don't worry, we don't pick on people, but I can guarantee that you'll have fun and you'll probably get to the point where you'll just be comfortable in really getting a part of those discussions. I know the first week or two, but then if you're coming from human services, usually people jump in quite quickly and get excited about things. And we'll probably even get some debates in there, get people going and kind of get different opinions. No, Darcy's laughing because I'm sure we have quite a few of them. And like Darcy said, I mean, this is, I like to say I'm kind of like a mechanic in that parenting, applied behavioral analysis applies definitely to parenting. And I like to say, I know when I'm doing something wrong, but sometimes can't stop myself. So you can use it in everyday life, or you can know when you should be using it in everyday life. But
Sorry, are there any other softwares that they should be familiar with? I just saw that in the Q&A.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. We mainly use the iBook pretty much. In Microsoft Teams we were just talking about that, is really come into heavy use in our courses as well to help with group work. So I think that'll be part of it there. And it's really kind of getting comfortable with that technology. You will be introduced to smart boards, So you will have that, and you will be introduced to kind of different apps in classes that you would be comfortable with. But pretty much the iBooks is your biggest, and Teams will be your two, which are pretty self-explanatory. So you should be good. We have a great IT department as well that can help you out. The library is a really good resource. So if you guys, to choose autism as your subject study, I'm not sure what the question is. Oh, what kind of, yeah, kind of, for, I guess, Darcy, this is a good question for you. How did you get into kind of gravitated towards studying about individuals on the spectrum?
I think the spectrum is so huge. And when you're working in the field, you see that really practically, that, you know, every person who has autism, it is different, is unique, and doesn't look like the next person. And so I love the challenge of knowing someone and learning their behavior and figuring out ways that I could help them succeed and just be more comfortable in their own skin. And also, I personally, I love working with families, and just I grew up with a brother who had special needs, and so I know firsthand what it's like to have someone in the field who you can trust, that will care for the person that you love. And I remember when I was being interviewed I work for the school board now, and I said to them, I'm like, I want to be one of those people that the parents drop their kid off and they know they don't have to worry about them because that person will take care of them. And so knowing that there was people in the field, I wanted to be one of those people that the parents just didn't have to worry, because it's a big responsibility when you're caring for someone and looking after all of their needs and looking out for them. And so knowing that people are on your team and you're not alone is so important. And so I just really have a heart for that. And I just wanted more tools to be able to work with people who have needs. So that's kind of what drew me to this program. And I think behavior, another just point is, you know, when I was growing up and I was in school, the EAs were really focused on academics. And now it is behavior. It is all behavior. I most of what I do all day, every day, is behavior management. Very, very little academics. And so having the training to know what to do for that is so helpful, because it's challenging. I'm always having to be like, okay, what am I going to do about this? And I'm always looking back on different techniques that I've learned. And so, you know, it's just great to have those tools and to look back on that. And yeah, that's kind of what, you know, drew me into the program and made me want to get more experience.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I was similar. I think I have a cousin who's on the spectrum of autism, and I think I knew, my mom always said I knew from when I was 10 years old, I wanted to be in this field. And I took the educational assistant program at Niagara College that I now work in, originally way back out of high school. And similar to Darcy, I think I was introduced to, in a field placement, an individual that was very physically aggressive, and it just sparked this wanting to know why, and how, you know, how can we help this person, and what can we do? And that really just sparked this love for behavior. So I, you know, worked in kind of institutional, I'm going to date myself right now, but I've been in this field for a long time, 20 plus years. And I worked in frontline and residential settings and extremely high behavior, and really was able to see the field evolve over time. Back then here's a little history lesson on ABA. We were very focused on consequential to any type of behavior, and how we taught people to not engage in maladaptive behavior, and just watching move from that to teaching. And it is very much a skill-based teaching now. And what can we do proactively, and what skills can we give someone? And it's something that was always, I really gravitated to. So I just loved seeing that kind of pendulum move. I've also, you'll hear me say this, but I'd almost love to be able to just take out the autism part of this program, because everything that you're going to learn is working with anyone and any individuals. I worked in acquired brain injury for 7 years, and we used all of the skill building that we will teach you in this program to reteach skills to someone with an acquired brain injury. So it is really diverse and really transferable and can generalize to other areas for sure. So you will have a skill set that you'll be able to use in any field that you end up wanting to go into. So it's really cool. And I feel like I've just been so fortunate that I've had the most amazing career, because I've just met so many wonderful people and learned from so many wonderful people. And like Darcy said, if you meet one person on the spectrum, you've literally met one person on the spectrum. So that's always, it's always the challenge, which is wonderful. So as you can see, I can talk and just keep going. If you hit my passion, that's it. I'll just keep going. But I'd love to hear any questions or why did you guys get into this? Okay, so got one that said, yes, true. I too want to be one of those people who make a difference in someone's lives. Love the way you answered this one. Thank you. Yeah, Darcy's making a huge difference. I know the school she's in, and she is changing lives, and you guys all will too. You will, in your first placement, you will change someone's life. I think, Darcy, anything about like campus life? Like, did you access anything kind of on the campus that?
I I had a bit of a unique experience because I just at the end of my first 7-week block, I broke my ankle. And so I had a period of time, and I'll also tell you, if you have anything come up, these guys are so great and they just work with you. They worked with me to figure out, because I had to delay my first placement, and anyways, but that did keep me from being too involved. But the nice thing is that you connect with people in the program, and you hang out, or you go. I know sometimes you go out afterwards, or it's hard with COVID right now, but when it's not COVID, there's lots of events always happening on campus, and they have different programs that are I know one day the hair stylist program came in, and they were giving haircuts for very cheap. There was one day where the massage program came in. We were giving students massages, and so there's all these different things. Like, programs are always, highlighting what they're doing, and yeah, and the health services is awesome too. I when I started the program, I just moved back to Ontario from Vancouver. For those of you who aren't familiar with Canadian geography, Vancouver is on the other side of the country, so I didn't have a doctor. I didn't even have my Ontario health card. So I had a few things that were a little bit tricky, and just like health services was amazing. And so there's just a lot of resources. There's counseling resources. If you're struggling, like, and you need a peer tutor, or you need some help, like there's places to go, and there are people that want to help you. And I mean, this program is all about helping people. So you can expect that you're going to be with people who want to provide help if you need it. So I know I was nervous going in, just because I'd been out of school for a while, and I didn't know what to expect. And I just had such a great experience. So I mean, you guys are just so brave in coming so far, but I just encourage you, don't worry, we'll take care of you. And this will be a great experience. Just enter in. It's a little bit overwhelming at the beginning, because you're jumping right in, and you're learning a lot of the first block. You don't have a placement, so you're learning a lot of stuff, and some of it is just really big terms, and you don't have anywhere to apply it right away. So you're doing a lot of case studies and discussion. But it's interesting, as soon as you get into placement, you just all of a sudden it just comes together. You're like, oh my word, we learned all about this. I'm seeing it in real life. It's just, you're like, the dots are connecting, and you'll just feel like, okay, it's starting to make sense. And then you're just rolling. So just give yourself some time to get into it. That would be just kind of, I don't even know what the question was. I like to talk just like Amy does.
So you can see how Darcy and I ended up in the office for a while after. Just yeah, and I think that is good advice. Like, you really do those placements. I mean, I do the field placements, so but I love going out, and I'm not able to now with COVID, but going out into placements and seeing those light bulb moments and just having those discussions and the students just connecting everything it's so worth it. Oh, thank you so much for the advice. Yeah. Yeah, and don't be overwhelmed. It can be very overwhelming at first, and that's okay. Everybody feels the same way.
There's also a great transit system for international students. I know, like, most of the people that I spend time with didn't all have cars. And so like the school really works with you with placements, trying to find a placement that's convenient for where you live and where you're coming from. And a lot of, like, pretty much, I mean, 80% of the school is probably taking the bus. So especially if you're coming and you're like, I don't know how it's going to work, there's lots of resources for just how to get around. And there's a great bus schedule for Niagara College. The buses are always running. So just to highlight that.
And your bus pass is included in your tuition, so you don't have to worry about going and purchasing one on your own or anything like that.
Yeah, we have the SAC, it's called the Student Services, and they have a ton of things going on as well. So you'll be bombarded with information when you come, lots to attend and get involved, and kind of outside just the course generally. The college does a really good job about, ensuring that social piece. Even with COVID, I know they've done a lot of things kind of on Zoom and really trying to connect everybody together still. So that's been fantastic. And thank you so much for coming and listening. And I can't wait to meet all of you in person, because I am, fingers crossed, we are going to meet. We are very
I'll see
hopeful.
some of you on placement. I know there's some students in my school right now that are in the program, so I will look for you.
You'll find Darcy and be like, I met you. Wonderful. Thank you.